Here we have another infamous video driver crash. Something is obviously wrong, and yet there's nothing about this in the event log. Therefore, according to Microsoft support, it's not really happening, or it's a hardware issue. The trouble is, we have lots and lots of machines that do this in the field, and but only if they go more than a day or so without rebooting. Interestingly, if one starts Task Manager and kills the Explorer process, the problem goes away for a random amount of time, usually at least an hour or so, but then one must kill Explorer again, because it'll happen again. This machine doesn't have Service Pack 1 installed. Okay, so here we have our Vista SP1 RC1 machine. What is happening is that stuff that used to cause a driver crash, like we saw earlier, now causes the black screen of invisibility. It will consistently happen after about a day of normal use on Vista, and it's driving us insane. Okay, let's log on locally, Paige. Let's go to a crappy machine somewhere else and use a remote desktop to crash the video driver. There's Google. Great. Let's ditch this remote connection and sit down at the Vista SP1 RC1 computer again and log on locally. With Service Pack 1, RC1, instead of Windows kind of flashing enough that you can see to kill and restart Explorer, it is now total and complete blackness, and one has to either remote in to kill Explorer or reset the machine. Not good. Are you listening, Microsoft Quality Control Team? Are you seeing this? This is not good. Oh wow, I have a cursor on 3 screens. Vista rocks! See, look at my cursor. Since I used Control Escape to bring up the Start menu, I can see the cursor hovering. I can see the cursor change when hovering over the edges down there in the corner, but I can't actually see any edges. It looks like I've crashed. Stuff like this makes me think they changed a bunch of stuff that was working before without thinking about it, and the quality control team is asleep at the helm. I will show you a silly bug with file copy operations that sort of explains this a little better. These changes to Explorer, while in the long run they might be better, only frustrate and annoy serious users, people that have to use their machines every day to actually do their job. When you can't get simple things like file management right, something is very, very wrong. Here, I wanted to upgrade the BIOS on the motherboard, hoping for a microcode update. I have my ROM prepared, rom.rom, and I have my floppy disk from the last time I had to do this. It also has a file called rom.rom. Vista, I want you to copy my new rom.rom over top of my old rom.rom. What? What? Not enough space? Are you sure? Seriously. There's enough space. Just overwrite the file the same name. Come on. You can do this. Did you even check for that case? Okay, fine. I'll delete it first. We're doing this to judge for ourselves its preparedness for our client's use, and so we could play with it. Well, it's been a year. Service Pack 1 is right around the corner, and we have installed RC1 of Service Pack 1 to see what had changed and get a feel for it for using it in our client offices. Okay, I'm a Windows power user, I guess I'd say, and I'm tired of all the annoying crap in Windows. Instability is creeping in, and Vista is feeling more like Windows 98 in terms of stability than an improvement. And that's just, based on a year of actually having to use it. Some of these problems may be related to the nVidia video driver. Please see my prior video on the matter. For those of you keeping score, that was about 44 seconds to copy a file from a 15,000 RPM SCSI hard drive to a floppy disk with Windows Vista's File Explorer. Now, let's do the same thing from a command prompt. Interesting. Why, thank you, command prompt. Well, yes, I would like to overwrite this file. I don't know about you, but with each iteration of Windows, I find myself doing more and more stuff from the command prompt. That sounds like a compliment because, Microsoft is all on this push for the PowerShell and the GUI tools and things like that, but it's not. Windows Explorer interface is increasingly crappy for power users. I guess I would describe myself as a power user. Things like drag and drop of thousands of files have hardly ever worked in the past, and if the copy crapped out, we couldn't resume. Vista's feature list claims to address some of these, but the execution is poor. I find myself still using Robocopy and other command prompt utilities for basic operations like back up all of my files to the network. once the Explorer interface crapped out. Once the Explorer interface crapped out because I had a 32,000 by 32,000 raw image and it was trying to generate a preview of it for the folder icon. It took me a while to figure that out for sure, but that's for another video. The copy is done. This command prompt window only took 32 seconds to copy that same file. Vista's File Explorer took 44 seconds. The command prompt is 34% faster than Windows Explorer, and given that the speed of the drive we're copying it to is so slow, that doesn't make any damn sense. Seriously, what the heck is it doing for the other 10 seconds? This is only a 1 megabyte file. Can you imagine the other silly things that it's doing in the background when we actually have important things to do? I feel like it's gotten to the point where I need to play the part of Martin Luther, and we downtrodden Windows users need to tack our 95 Theses to Microsoft's door.